Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming by. Today we have a super awesome special show. Hopefully the audio is not repeating like it was a couple times. But I am Natalie, aka Fractilians, and I'm going to be the reporter for the day. And if you're looking to learn more about communities and creators building up the Metaverse and Decentraland in particular, you've come to the right place. I'm passionate about creativity and what drives people to create in this space. So a lot of my focus on this stream will be about that, and showcasing those kinds of people. I also love NFTs, wearables, and quests, of course, and exploring other metaverses. And today is actually a special show. We're doing our first cross-metaverse event. Hey, everybody. Let me say hello. Hello. I was going to misspell hello. Thanks for being here. It's much more fun when you have friends coming by. And I've been playing around with some filters. I kind of think this one's pretty cool, so I'm going to stick with this one for today. So I wanted to, I think there's a bunch of you that joined me last week, and I wanted to also send out a special thanks to last week's show, which was a lot of fun. So I wanted to thank everybody, because that was my Genesis show, and a lot of the reporters here had their Genesis show last week, and it was so much fun watching them. I couldn't be to all of them live, but I recommend everybody check out all the reporters. We have DCL Tour Guide here. She does an awesome show, and hopefully this week I'll be able to watch and join more of them. I just did Kevin of Earth's show yesterday, which was so much fun. He's a master. He's really good. So yeah, DCL Tour Guide. Woo! So yeah, last week, if you haven't checked it out, I really recommend you guys taking a look at it. I interviewed Austin, the founder of One Blue Land, and he shares his story behind his really awesome financial freedom crypto comics. And then we walked through his whole build. And I've actually listened to that interview a couple times, well, even more. I edited it, so it was fun to like go back and look through that. So yeah, here, I'm going to add the link in the chat just for those of you guys who want to learn more about it, because it's really cool. Oh, cool. Thanks, DCL Tour Guide. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, you guys should catch her stream and follow her. Okay, here's the link in case any of you guys want to learn more about it. I think what they're doing is just so cool. I'm a big fan. So for today, I've also, like last week, I created a special POAP to thank everybody. And last week I added it to my Twitter, which was kind of like crazy because there's a lot of people who are just like POAP hunters and they come after you if they don't get a POAP. So this week I'm just going to give them to all you guys here, and we're going to have a little fun challenge. Yeah. So you guys will get your POAP. And here's a little POAP. Hold on. I can show you the POAP that I did. Let me see if I can get it. I'm still messing around with this and learning, but here it is. Boop. That is the POAP of the week. So each week I'll make a new one, and actually I'm also going to do a little stream kind of showing a little tutorial on how to make POAPs. It's such a fun thing, especially if you're a streamer and do events and that kind of stuff. So all of you guys have a little fun challenge to get your POAP today. So yeah, it's fun to make. So that's my little POAP. Actually, I'm going to make this little POAP. Let me see if I can do this. He's going to hang out with me over here in the corner. There it is, little baby POAP. So I'll save that guy. I know, I'm a POAP addict too. This is, I might be able to, I think there might be some. So stick around to the end, and if you do this week's POAP challenge, I will give you last week's. And if anybody here didn't get last week's and are actually here in the stream, I'll go through, and I believe I have some extra minted, because at first I thought I was going to get like 10, but I ended up getting like 300 people asking, and that's kind of crazy trying to send them all. I did QR things. It was an adventure, but yeah, that was my first ever, and this is obviously my second. So before we dive into our show today, I want to thank our amazing sponsor. And the Decentraland Report is made possible by the support of MetaKey. So for those of you who don't know what MetaKey is, MetaKey is paving the way for interoperability and NFT utility, which is kind of what sucked me into the project to begin with. And it's going to be used across multiple platforms, and they're about to do an avatar drop. It's going to be in games like Sandbox and all that kind of fun stuff. They also have, like I talked about last week, one of my favorite things is the Meta Academy. A lot of really cool people on there, and I'm also a MetaKey holder. I have the second, third, and now fourth. I was one of the lucky ones who was able to get in on that fourth edition. And again, one day hope to be a keymaster. And if you guys are interested in finding out more about them, here is a little link to MetaKey Discord. And also, I think their website is really great. It has a lot of cool videos, and if you guys don't know DCL Blogger, a lot of people know him. He's the mastermind behind all of this goodness. So also, I wanted to do a kind of a little special, almost like a public service announcement when it comes to the fourth edition. So the new key dropped, and it was kind of a crazy adventure, but I have to say the MetaKey crew was amazing at dealing with the issues. There's always seems to be issues. There was a huge demand, and now if you want one, you can get it on OpenSea, but you really, really have to be careful about buying it from the verified place. I've been scammed when I bought I think it was a Derby chicken or something, and I got it from a illegitimate source, so it's a fake. So if you are interested in buying on the secondary market, always make sure it's actually the verified collection, and be careful. There's it seems like over the last 2 months, the amount of scammers put a message in the chat if you agree is just increased by like 10,000-fold. They're getting more and more creative. And yeah, right? DCL to a guide, very crazy, and kind of like, it's sad because people who are coming in are stoked and then they're getting scammed, and that sucks. And I've been scammed. I've done a bunch of stupid things, but I try to be really cautious. And if you get gifted things on OpenSea, that's another scam. Be careful. Don't even click on them. I've heard about stories of getting scammed that way. I just thought it'd be cool for any newbies just to be careful about that. Yeah, I guess we're going to head on over to start our report. And yeah, let me start this real quick, see if it works properly. There we go. Here I am in, let me see if it's going to stream properly. Yeah, the unlockable content with viruses. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, OG Worlds, there's so much scam noise. And it's just sad because if you're new, you don't want, it's going to turn you off, and you're going to yeah, that's just a bummer. I mean, there's a lot of creativity in the scams, I give them that, but it's yeah, don't click on anything, especially before a drop. And one of the drops I'm going to talk about later today is I've gotten so many scam DMs from that. So yeah, and it's great to just help each other in this space for sure. So here I am. Let me see if it's doing this live. Hold on a second. It's not really doing it. Hold on, I'm supposed to be moving on here. Let me check 1 second. It's always fun. I've gotten a little better with this, but webcam screen share, Decentraland headquarters. Okay. Let's see. For some reason, it isn't updating it, so I'm going to see. Not that one. I'm going to go over here, unlock it. Oh! Weird. Okay, hold on a second. Media library. Oh, that's not what I want. Hold on. I'm going to try to, I don't want an image file there. That's weird why it's saying that. Let me see 1 second. There we go. Okay. I'm going to close that up, add a new layer real quick so I can actually share what I'm trying to share with you guys. That's weird because I set it up earlier and it all worked great, but that's the joy of live streaming. You never know what adventures are going to happen. Okay. And let me move this in the appropriate place. There we go. Make it the right size. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Okay, let me see if now I can roam around my... Yes, there we go. Okay, so here I am in the DCL reporter headquarters. You can watch our buddies over there dancing. There's always a show. It never gets boring. But yeah, so let me Woohoo! I'm just glad it's actually streaming right. Let me get back to my little show notes. So, oh yeah, look. Also, top of the legit Twitter accounts usually find. Oh yeah, definitely go to Twitter first. A lot of good, a good way to know that hopefully it's a legitimate account. Okay, so to give an overview of today's report for you guys, today we have a community project highlight, and today's a special, my first cross metaverse. We're going to be starting out in Decentraland and heading over to CryptoVoxels. They have two builds, one in DCL and one in CryptoVoxels. So that's what we'll be doing. And we have our special guest is Jason from Bitlectro, and the interview premiere will be happening here in a couple minutes for you guys. It's a super cool project. I've been a fan for about 4 months, and all their prices are starting to kind of go up, which is cool, but I just love it because it is a music NFT and really cool 80s like retro stuff, which I love. So you'll learn all about it here in a second. So we'll do the interview, and then we have a special NFT unwrapping, and we also have our special Dreamers avatar giveaway, which will be airdropped to you when they're white. You're basically, whoever wins today will get whitelisted and airdropped, and the avatar, which will be, I think, in a couple days. I can make sure for that, or maybe next week. It's soon, but you will get a free Dreamers avatar, which should be super cool. So I'll have a fun challenge that we talked about at the end of the interview that we decided to set for you guys. But also wait, because I'm making a couple adjustments to what I require, and we're going to be using Expand today, and I'll put the count on there. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So and also we'll have the, like some we were talking about earlier, we have the POAP giveaway as well, and that will be whoever is in first place winner will also get a POAP, and everyone else who enters and into the avatar contest will also get the POAP drop. So be sure to stay till the end for that. And yeah, let me get things set up here, and I will start that interview for you guys. And again, this is always entertaining and fun to see if things work out. Where are you? Wait, hold on. Oh, wait, why is that still showing? That's weird. Seems like I want that. Screen share. There we go. Okay. This is what I want to show you guys. So here is my interview with my buddy Austin, and I hope you guys enjoy. And I will be responding to the chats and hanging out with you guys as we watch this premiere interview with Jason from Bitlectro. So let me get it started here for you guys. And I'm going to mute myself so you don't hear me drinking my coffee. You can't have a stream without your coffee and your tea. Wait, where is it? There. My tea, my green tea. And then I know this is something I probably shouldn't show because some people really hate these, but my candy corn for Halloween. There's a whole culture of people who hate candy corn, but I don't know. I like it. So I'm sure you guys will have your opinion about that. Hey, good to see you. Austin is here. He was our featured guest that I was talking about earlier. Thanks for joining us. And I'm about to hit the new, straight up sugar for sure. My little things. Okay, so let me find the video, and okay, you guys enjoy. Communities have landed multiple metaverses, and I think it's important to showcase that along with all the Decentralands. Welcome everybody to my first ever, I'm calling this the Cross Metaverse Chat segment. Many projects and communities have landed multiple metaverses, and I think it's important to showcase that along with all the Decentraland stuff. I think the future is going to be full of cross metaverse adventures. So today's interview is pretty much going to do part of that. So today we'll start here, and then we're going to jump into CryptoVoxels a little later. For today, I have a very special guest. I have Jason from Bitlectro. Thank you, Jason, for joining us.
Hey, thanks so much for having me on today. This is exciting.
Yeah, this is like, I've been following your project for, it's been about 3 months ago, I started collecting dream loops, and I was trying to think back, because a lot of the projects, I'm sure you know, like you discover projects in such different ways. And I think this one was like shown to me by somebody in a random Discord. And like I got sucked in right away. I'm like an 80s kid. I grew up with like Pong, Super Mario Brothers. And I even remember playing with like Zork, a floppy disk game. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Fair. Yeah, I feel like I hate to say it, me being the young guy on the team, I feel like that's a little bit past my time. I'm a little even dated from some of the art in the collection, but I'll take your word for it.
It's actually like any old schooler would be like, yeah, remember that? And it's like it was a text-based game that was just like a
Okay.
text line would show up and tell you to do something, and I could never get very far. It was like the most frustrating thing, but I loved it, and I
That's
was like the
funny.
only one of my sisters who was like I was always into like video games and stuff. So the look and feel of Dream Loops, when I saw it, I got hooked right away, and I started,
Sick.
collecting. I think I have a total of 5 right now, but yeah, and I grew up around a bunch of digital music people, so I love, and actually I had friends who were actually worked in video game sound engineering. So to me, a lot of this, again, it just drew me right in.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really glad that our collection can kind of bring you back to those days. I feel like that's the whole goal of what we're trying to create. So I'm glad I brought you back.
Well, so for those of like the community, I'm kind of just rambling right now, but for those who don't know, could you give a little overview of exactly what, Bitlectro and Dream Loops is about?
Yeah, so Bitlectro Labs is a company that started back in March, and it's basically just a bunch of us friends who kind of come from a bunch of different backgrounds, from traditional crypto to live entertainment to our development side. Like, it's just all friends who we'd all play video games over Discord together and coming together and creating a couple really cool projects. And the first one was our Genesis collection back in June called Dream Loops, which is what you were just chatting about. So that was 10,000 unique audiovisual NFTs. So each had a audio, like one of one chiptune track created from Keel Corcoran of the band Starfucker. And then it just took a bunch of different elements as well of kind of pixel art, 8-bit art that he created as well. We kind of made a nice generative project out of that. So we had them released wrapped, so people could sit at a virtual 3D unwrapping environment, which we'll get into later, and unwrap a dream loop. And the best part was that 1 in 5 of them were redeemable for either vinyl or cassette. So Keel right now is working on essentially a record to release exclusively for those people who got the redeemables, and it's going to have features from other groups he works with and other musicians. And yeah, we're really excited to kind of keep the train going with our Dreamers collection, which is going to be a PFP project that kind of goes hand in hand with the Dream Loops as we all come together long term to create a world that we're calling Dreamlands. So that's a long. We're going to cover so much today, but in a short sentence, that's kind of where we're at right now.
I know each one of those little ideas. I basically like all day today, I've been kind of like reading up on all the articles you guys have written. And there's so much to this project that I just want to talk about and dive into. And I guess you talked a little bit about the musical and visual artists, and how did you exactly like connect with that particular
Well, so
musician?
this is it's so crazy because so the two co-founders of the company, so that's Gabriel Allred and then Keel Corcoran, they were friends like in high school. Like they were friends for a long
Oh,
time. They both
cool.
grew up kind of in the same scene out in Vegas. And I met Gabe. I'm professionally a magician, so I met Gabe back just before COVID because he's a hobbyist magician. So I linked up through his partner and essentially got together and just jam out magic one night when I was in Las Vegas, and that turned into conversations about crypto. And I had a crypto punk at the time and was just sort of dabbling at the time, basically just skipping university classes to learn about crypto kind of in the foyer on my laptop. And then that kind of stemmed into more conversations. So when lockdown started happening last year, we just started having more conversations on, wow, Keel's creating this amazing music through Nintendo cartridges to make it a very cool chiptune sound, and he's making all this pixel art that was amazing just for himself. So we started chatting and being like, if we were to do an NFT project, what would it look like? And when we threw that question by Keel, he said it would have to be a music one, and that was kind of the birth of the company and in our first collection.
Yeah, like I think, right, I mean, that's music NFTs are just blowing up right now. There's a lot of different, things that I've been seeing that like a lot of musicians are wanting to get into the space but are unsure. So I think this is a great kind of like leading the way project that showcases exactly that.
Thanks so much. That's what we hope to be. And I think that kind of, I'd love to look at Bitlectro over the next couple of years and see, kind of us crossing into different genres. Like I'd love to see, right now it's just chip tunes, and we know that chip tunes isn't the taste for everyone, but it, hopefully has that nostalgia feel. But I think that over time, I'd love to see a hip hop collection or a jazz
Oh
collection or
yeah.
something like that with different art styles as well. And that's kind of, not to tease too much, but that's in our pipeline kind of over the next years as well with the company. So there's lots of room for this. We kind of want to be like the quote unquote record label, like the Def Jam
Oh
Records or
yeah.
something of the NFT space. And to be in the space
Oh
so early as we are, it's kind of exciting.
oh yeah. And like I'm just curious also, like who are the actual developers behind the generative project? Like
Yes, so there's two. Like I would say that Keel's a master when it comes to creating generative art in his own kind of world. He's just the man is in a way, but kind of everyone on the team kind of has that savant like quality,
nice.
not to brag or anything like that. But I feel like when I'm in there, that I'm not to be that guy, but like the dumbest person in the room, which is fine. It's just really cool to be around these guys to kind of lift you up and make you,
Yes.
chase a better goal and all that. So through that, I think it's a mix. It's just everyone working together kind of creates the nice project, because it's like Brett with his Solidity work and Josh with his front end work, and then you get Gabe with this project management skills, me doing outreach, having conversations like this, and you have Keel making all the generative art. When everyone does that part together, it kind of doesn't put any too much pressure on one individual person. We like to kind of spread the stress around, if that makes sense. But
No, totally.
yeah,
I mean, it sounds like, like you're a Dream Loops, but you also have a dream team. It kind of makes sense to me. I'm like, yeah, Dream Loops arranged is you have that magical, that's kind of how like the best, projects that I've seen have that. I think even I feel the way you do a lot of times. Like I'm kind of in this weird kind of niche, but I love working with teams. Like I'm not a Solidity developer, I'm not this or that, but I love learning and diving deep and knowing more about each segment, and then working with really, like you're saying, these savants who really know. But I think it's the coming together that makes it magic.
totally. And it's the same thing. Like I've been in crypto since probably late 2017, and through that, I still have major blanks within my knowledge of the space. But to kind of learn from all these guys, whether it be about DAOs or DeFi or whatever it is, like little holes in my game, to kind of learn about that through these guys. And then maybe if I could offer something that I've seen maybe about the NFT space since being a collector for so long, it's pretty exciting, and it like I say, the rising tide floats all ships, and luckily all of our ships are in the same team.
Yeah, that's a 100%. You speak my language there.
And
That's how
exactly.
I,
And I
like
wouldn't
being in this
normally think
space.
that, though, like me coming from live entertainment, like I'm normally kind of like competition is competition. But when for some reason in the NFT space, it really is, and I think it's just the community aspect. Like community makes this whole thing grow. And if we can, bring in communities from other projects and other teams that we like, and kind of have that cross promo, even like what we're just doing right now today with you, like the rising tide does float everyone. It makes everyone be more successful.
Oh, for sure. That's why when I got invited to be on this team of DCR reporters, I was like, yes, this is like my ticket to talk to all these people that I talk to people because I just love learning from everybody. Everybody has so much, I think, from to just learn from. But this is an awesome platform for me to be like, hey, let me help, other people get to know what your project is about, especially things that I'm particularly fascinated by. And a lot of things will come
Right.
my way that I have no idea. And that's like the magic of this space. And I think yeah, the crypto space in general is like so far my experience is like it's very giving and very at least everybody, I've been fortunate enough to meet. So
Yeah, like I must say, like probably my biggest regret in the crypto space since it's all started was me selling my crypto punk, but it also did start this company essentially, right? So I mean, hindsight
oh
2020,
wow,
but
I did
through
not
all
know
that,
that.
yeah, but
I
through all that, um, I would say that the when I was kind of down, when I was a little sad, when you see the punk floor raise up so much. But then you just chat with some of the punk owners, and they're so supportive and kind of let you know that this isn't just a one shot thing. There's so many opportunities in this space and so many fun projects to be a part of. And I kind of believe that now. And it's really cool that a lot of these teams and collectors are maybe betting on us and trusting us to create a really kind of cool project. And as we look at some of the pieces on the wall, I see some very
yeah.
rare ones as well that people are chasing and things like that. So
No, definitely. And I mean, so I heard you, you've mentioned when we talked the other day and then today now the whole crypto punk. So that was what funded, that was like the seed money for this company. Is that what you're saying?
no, I would just say that it was the catalyst for keeping the
Okay,
conversations going, whether me being like, should
cool.
I sell, should I keep, like what do I do? Because everyone on the team knew what NFTs were. They all collected like crypto kitties, over the past couple of years and things like
Oh,
that.
cool.
But for me, I just somehow stumbled upon a CryptoPunk back when it was like $32 or something like that, right? And I
Wow,
just sort
so
of bought it
cool.
as a joke. I remember walking through Calgary back in 2019 and looking at my buddy and being like, "Damn, we should buy our friend one as like a joke for his birthday. Like these are funny." And then when I discovered the value of it back in January, February, it was kind of like, damn, this is, essentially rent for a year, right? I can like just do
Oh
my own thing.
yeah.
And being an entertainer as well, when with no shows happening because of COVID, it made a lot of sense to me. And unfortunately I did sell it, but through those conversations it started something that's larger than all of us, which is this project. So
Yeah, that's I mean, not only are you a magician, but like I mean, there's so much about like what you're bringing right now to this conversation that's just so cool. I could dive
nice.
into all of that
Let's
really.
do it.
So let
I'm here for you.
yeah. So let's like tell me a little bit about like so you can share with the community who hasn't seen what a dream loop is. We're gonna, go into that a little bit later. What is all of these on the wall? Are these actual dream loops, right?
Yeah. So these are just
Okay.
essentially still images of dream loops. They're all animated, so they're gonna have like the background elements kind of rolling. Um, and they would have music with them as well. Like each one would have a different one of one chip tune that goes with it. It kind of runs about 30 seconds. And there's some really rare ones on here. Anyone that has the cassette tape that we're looking on the far left of the wall, those ones would be redeemable for cassettes. Like one of that album I was mentioning. We're making a really kind of cool packaging for them as well. I believe the ones over here with the kind of gold diamond, those are the ones that are redeemable for vinyl, which is really cool. And then some of the most rare ones, if you go on rarity.tools, are these lucky cats up on the wall,
Oh yeah, those are cool.
second up on the right there. Those are very rare. I don't have one, and I have a ball cap that has like the embroidered image of one on it, and it makes me want, whenever one goes on sale, I eyeball it and think, oh man. But
Oh.
those right now, like one just sold for 3 ETH,
Oh
and the
wow.
person actually won it from one of our crypto voxels parties, like a giveaway that we did so
Wicked.
during a party. So I love
Wow.
seeing stories like that. I think it's incredible. People also really vibe with the alien head up here on the top left. Those are quite rare as well, but there's so many traits with this collection. And us getting into the dreamers later on, there's even more traits. There's close to 800 traits when it comes to the dreamers that we're about
Wow.
to launch in a couple weeks. So there's a lot to it.
Yeah, I'm excited when we yeah, to share that part too. Not only is like this project, but you guys have a lot of really cool upcoming stuff that's going to happen really close to when this is released. So yeah, I'll
Totally.
definitely be linking all of that in the chat once when we're live, and lots of the articles about the team and stuff. I'll link all of that as well while we're going live. But it's funny because I actually I think I bought most of mine the unwrapping, which we'll do in whenever in a little bit. I thought that was such a fun thing. I love like it's almost like not necessarily gambling, but it's almost like a magical. You don't know what you're getting. So I like
Yeah,
you could either
we
buy them
compare it to like
unwrapped.
trading cards. Exactly, right?
Yes, totally, totally. Like you're just like, what is it? I don't know. And like, when I came upon it, it wasn't like the original mint from your site, right? I got it OpenSea.
Right.
So like, there was the option of buying pre ones, but I had a lot of fun. I think I did four that I didn't know and one that I bought because I really liked the music. So that one
Nice.
I,
That's awesome. And I think
but
that's kind of what we wanted to create with it as well, as kind of the people, if they really vibe with one. And since you get a Creative Commons licensing with the music as well, and same with the Dreamers, they're going to have audio over it as well, and you're going to get the same licensing for, so you can use it for wherever you feel like, whether it be, if you're a magician, you can use it as a walk-on track. If you're a Twitch streamer, you can use it as your intro music or something like that. People can, yeah, kind of search through the ones that are unwrapped on OpenSea and see which, if they really vibe with the track just like you did, or you can kind of test your luck and chase, quote unquote, the chase card, which would be the redeemables or lucky cat. We think there's still one more lucky cat
ooh,
amongst the last wraps, which is, we're getting
ah,
down, there's only about 1,000 wrap left. So, and I think
ooh,
there's only 50 or so on OpenSea, so there's not that many for sale, so people are scooping them
are
up right
keeping
now.
them. Yeah, I was lucky enough to get in one of the unwrapped. I got a cassette, so I can't wait for that.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, there's a cool staking period. We do about a half a year, 182 and a half days, and then after that, you can redeem it for a cassette, which is really exciting. And it's also just cool because man, the development time to put together an album like this is quite a lot, and we've had little previews of it through our kind of internal chat lines, and the album's gonna be so sick. So I'm really
Oh, I
excited
can't
to,
wait.
whether it be have a listening party or if it's in real life or in the metaverse, whatever, or both, whatever it is. I think that people are really gonna dig it.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that's again blowing up the fact that, it's technically what it's the term phygital, right? So mixing the digital and the physical, because we are getting that when it arrives, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we've done exclusive merch drops, which I'm actually wearing the T-shirt right now for Dream Loops holders as well. So we're gonna do something similar, and even a quicker turnaround time for the Dreamers as well. So we took a little bit of time kind of sourcing the right shop to make sure the quality was kind of what we wanted for the Dream Loops merch. But since we got, that all in our corner now and kind of dialed up, we're excited to do more exclusive merch drops. I have the stickers of a lucky cat on my laptop right now. So
Oh,
yeah, it's bridging that
you
gap
have
between the metaverse and the real life.
you have all the swag. I know
Exactly.
one thing I was like when I was outside before the meeting, I was like, God, it'd be so cool to have like I'm seeing a lot of people doing more like, they have their Decentraland thing, and then they have like they're doing an in real life gallery, and they have like a screen showcasing both. I think it would be so cool to have a screen showcasing like your crypto voxels, like a metaverse cross, like I could be here looking at the other
Yeah.
metaverses too, right?
Yeah, we've been thinking about that even with like some in real life stuff since we all come from like hosting club nights and things like that. We were like, how cool would it be to have like almost the live stream of the club playing in
Yeah.
the metaverse and then vice versa. Like that bridge would be
Yeah.
so sick.
And I've been seeing more of that, and that's actually like one
Sweet.
of the places that I do stuff with. They're having a 3-day music thing happening right now. So they were having some of the. I mean, that one wasn't live, but one of my friends who I interviewed, she does live tarot readings screened
Oh
in
wow.
Decentraland. And yeah, it's she's
Very cool.
amazing. Her Mitra, she does really cool stuff in there. But like that mix of the two worlds, and it's great because it's so funny. I was just in Hawaii. I've taught a lot of digital arts and stuff. I was teaching out there, and I was basically like the Pied Piper of crypto NFTs. I would bring my computer to. It was at a visual arts center, and a lot of people are interested, but they're still kind of like don't get it. And once they
Right.
see it, they're fascinated, but they're still like, maybe later. There's still a lot of onboarding and a lot of people who are just not like don't necessarily like aren't totally committed. What do you think
Totally.
about that kind of stuff?
I think it's going to take time. Like almost think that kind of COVID and all these virtual shows that are happening on platforms like Moment House and Zoom and all that kind of thing. Hell, even I did one with being a magician. I did a bunch of corporate like virtual shows and then a couple
Oh,
public
cool.
like ticketed ones as well. And um, I think that COVID kind of sped up people's acceptance of quote unquote virtual events and that kind of thing because we're realizing that you can really find entertainment and there is value to having something that is live, but you're watching it through a screen. It's the same thing when you go to a concert. It's like a big arena and you're watching it on kind of the Jumbotron. I think that there's more acceptance of that now, especially compared to maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago when I know that, you know, some family members and stuff would be like, I don't like watching the screen. Like they're just like, you're too far away. And I think that we're kind of bridging that gap now where more people are going to become more involved. And hell, I would love to do a virtual magic show. I'd love to do a virtual concert. We'd love to already what we're doing with Crypto Voxels right now is doing essentially DJ dance nights live, which is really cool. And we kind of bring in a Twitch stream. So to kind of bring that up and add more different kinds of variety of events and services and thing, I think it's just time. Like it's going to happen with time. And I think Decentraland is a great example of that. We all hung out at the Atari party when they were doing the gambling casino night
Oh
back
yeah.
in May or June, and
Yeah, I
it was
was there
super
too.
fun. Yeah, it was so much
Yeah.
fun. Hey, like they did a great job. So I think that yeah, we're gonna keep kind of bridging that gap, and I think that I have so many more friends in the digital world than I do in real life. So I think to bridge that as much as we can by hanging out in metaverses is just going to keep getting better and better.
Yeah. And I think we were talking last time a little bit about the challenges within Decentraland, right? When you
Sure.
do larger events and yeah, what are some of the things that you guys have faced when have you tried to actually do an event in here, or you just
So we haven't yet. We just we built up this gallery essentially just to have our toes dipped in all the different metaverses. And the only problem that we have with Decentraland is the fact that since it's such a large project that there's different kind of servers. So if we want to host a larger party, we might not see our friend if we're standing in the same location because we're on different servers, right? That's the
Yeah.
only thing that we found so far, but we think that maybe I don't know. I could see like an exclusive listening party or an exclusive art, kind of art show where people come and go. Like it's not just one set time. Might be kind of a
Yeah.
better option for Decentraland. I personally think it's great though. I love the art style of it. I love how it actually runs pretty smooth on my computer. Even I find sometimes CryptoVoxels bogs down. We kind of push it to its limit with our gallery, we think as well, especially our new one. It's just larger and more animated, and yeah, it kind of pushes our computers capabilities. But I mean, I think Decentraland's great. I think all of them are, to be honest. I'm excited to see what Sandbox does. We have a nice
Oh,
three by
wow.
three parcel with them through their partnership, and we're excited to see what they build. We've kind of had some teasers, and if they kind of show up and provide what they're saying they're going to provide over the next year or two, man, it's going to be pretty on point. And then Somnium's really cool with their VR stuff, and Isotile is a really cool kind of gallery viewer, and Cyber is very cool. There's so many neat different metaverse experiences, and I think that Decentraland is one of the ones that is leading the way.
So have you guys, I mean, one of the things that I've seen in a lot of these spaces that I think is kind of cool is like, let's say Dream Loops holder get access to VIP lounges or a special cool quest that, something like that. Like, have you looked at the quest feature that Decentraland has
No,
now?
that would be very
Oh, dude,
cool though.
it's awesome. You should check it out. Like, like at the bottom, you'll see a little rocket ship. And when you click on that, it has, here, I'll actually like show the, hold on a second. If I click on this little rocket ship, I'm showing everybody, it shows the current quest, and it's actually like a game within there. So it's a really like, I mean, it's really fun. Some of them are super challenging. They're kind of like escape room kind of things. Like
Oh,
everybody does their
cool.
own interpretation of it, but quests are now kind of blowing up within the space. And in terms of programming it, I'm sure there's challenges within there as well, because in any space there's
Sure.
always like the vision and then the like execution, right?
Right. That'd be very cool though to do like a whether it be like a quest or challenge with some kind of like reward at the end, for the people who
Yeah.
complete it. I feel like in a weird way, I've been watching that Netflix show, Squid Game, a lot, and like
Oh yeah, I love
as
that.
evil as,
Yes.
oh my god, it is
Oh,
so
it's
intense. It's
brilliant.
incredible. Oh, it
But
is.
it's
But like
eh,
in a
oh,
way, like
sorry.
imagine doing a reward of, not obviously not like a life or death challenge or something like that, but a reward at the end for completing a tough task or a tough
Yeah,
escape
yeah.
room kind of style vibe would be really kind of cool, right? But isn't that show incredible? I just think
Oh
it,
my God.
man,
It's
yeah,
visually it's just stunning. And it's so funny because I have a 13-year-old son, so I told him about it. And at first he was like, oh, whatever, mom. Because I'm always telling him about shit and he's like, Mom, like, and then he's now so into it, even though it has some parts that aren't necessarily appropriate for him. Like just
sure,
the story behind it. And like I haven't cried in a show in so long, and that show will make you like teary. Like there's some
for
I mean, I
sure.
don't want to give away anything. Have you seen the I've only made it halfway through because I have so
Yeah.
much work, but have you seen
I
the whole
think
thing or
I just finished game 4. I finished I mean I'll say marbles. I finished the marbles game. That's not really a spoiler, but
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
finished
I
the
just
marbles
finished that one
game.
too. We're at the same point.
See, that was that was
Yeah.
pretty sad too. I wouldn't say it was the best game, to be honest, so far, which is okay. Like I was a little skipping the 10 seconds at a couple points. Yeah, it was okay, but I think it was definitely necessary for the show. Like there were points in that game that had certain people maybe had to get eliminated to keep the story going. Like I
Yeah.
get it, right? So same with episode 2. I didn't find episode 2 that maybe entertaining, but it helped with the character development and kind of creating that lore and that storyline with it. So it was necessary, right? I'm just here for the
Yeah.
games, to be honest. Episode 1, when they're playing red light, green light, I was so excited. It
Yeah.
was just crazy.
I agree. And I think the whole show is just psychologically such an interesting analysis of humanity in general, just like why they're there, what they
Yeah.
all do to like that part to me is just like so intriguing. They did such an amazing job. I mean, just the creativity in Korea is just out off the charts. There's so
Yeah.
many different shows that are like so cool coming out from there.
I find it like inspiring almost as a performer as well. Like I look at the way that it evokes certain emotions and I go, wow, like how can I bring that to a live performance?
Yes.
In the same way, how can we bring that
Yes.
to events and performances within something like the metaverse? How can we bring that,
Yes.
emotion tug to a project that is something like pixel art and chiptunes? How can we bring excitement or suspense. Like I think that our 3D unwrapping environment, when you're kind of waiting to see what you get, it puts a weird pit in my stomach every time that I unwrap one. Am I going
Yeah.
to get a really good one? Am I going to get like a rare one? I think that
Am I going to get a kitty one? I'm rooting for it, you know?
exactly right. And I think that those kind of emotions that you can provoke out of people is kind of what we strive for. And again, that comes from a bunch of us coming from live shows where
Yeah.
you plan a set in a certain way to kind of bring the audience on a journey. And it's the same thing with us now. Like we're building a 2D unwrapping environment for our upcoming Dreamers collection, and I would say it's even a more mature and the next step forward for an
Ooh.
unwrapping environment, right? And this is 2D, it's not a 3D environment. It's simple, but it provokes the same kind of like pit in your stomach. What am I gonna get? Like, am I gonna
Yeah.
identify with this person? It's a cool thing to be a part of.
No, I love that. And another thing that made me think of like one of the, I don't know if you've heard of Kevin on Earth does NFT Tuesdays, and they do a lot of these challenges and things within there. And one of the ones, I don't know if it was him or somebody else was talking about it, like another fun, like kind of almost not Squid Game like, but kind of like fun in that way. Like basically they opened up a MetaMask wallet, and all the 12-word phrases were scattered throughout the metaverse, and whoever figured it out
So
first got the
cool.
money. Right? Isn't
So
that
cool.
wicked?
Oh my gosh. That is so like I think that is to me that is where the metaverse is going to get really really
Yeah.
exciting because think of the fun video
Yeah.
games like I was playing during
Totally.
lockdown, lots of like Fall Guys and I mean there's always like the classics like Call of Duty and stuff like Team Deathmatch, but like especially Fall Guys where it's essentially like the TV show Wipeout and you're competing to be first, second, or third place, right? And I think that something quote unquote being a race is really exciting. So I think that that challenge is really exciting. Maybe I'll have to run it by you to run by him if we could do something similar for a giveaway. That'd be really fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, no giveaways. He's I mean, like that's why I'm on the team. Like him and Peanut Butter are always doing amazing things within the metaverse, and they're also, part of MetaKey as well. And it's like
Right.
just like their energy, to me it's all about the energy of the people that brings you, and I mean, I want to work with like people who I feel like, we can learn from, and they're definitely like big hearts. So
Totally.
that to me is so important.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that finding the quote unquote good people in this space has just been a really fun experience, and I think that making a lot of friends along the way, just like yourself right now, and I think that it's really neat meeting some of these people like in real life as well. Like we're looking forward to conferences and meetups and things like
Yes.
that where we can kind of get together and share beyond our digital identities, kind of bridge that gap, which is really fun. Like when people hear I'm a magician, if we're on a video chat or something, I'll do a little magic trick. So
Oh, that's so
it's fun.
cool.
It's fun to bridge that gap more. Yeah, this is just such an interesting time in the space too, where since we're so early, but the teams are so skilled and the ideas are so dialed that it's kind of like we're creating some of the best and like innovative art projects that we've ever seen when only 1% of the world knows about what an NFT is, right? So I think
Yeah.
there's still so much room to grow, and I think that as more teams kind of come into the space, it's going to raise everyone up to the occasion and just kind of keep going from there.
Yeah, I mean, just NFT use cases alone and wearables are two things that are like, just a huge rabbit hole. And then the game component, which we'll talk about with the Dreamers as well, because you guys are developing a game for that,
Right,
right?
exactly. Yeah, we're building, essentially an automated but provably fair battle arena for the Dreamlands, which is going to be really exciting. It's going to be PvP, and you're going to take your dreamer and you're going to take another person's dreamer. You're going to bet a small kind of native token to kind of let the battle
Nice.
happen, and then a random fight's going to take place where the winner will receive kind of the share of those tokens. And then we're going to have dream loops and then little power ups and things like that act as additions and power ups for your character to make them stronger or have more health or something like that. And then we're going to have kind of a sliding scale on the payout system as well. So that's all contingent on the sellout as well. But with our numbers right now, we're really excited to hopefully syndicate this whole launch and then kind of slowly go into a development time into next year where we are hoping to have a demo by kind of Q2 of next year and go there. So it's exciting.
That's yeah, so what are you guys using to develop that? Is it like Unreal Engine, Unity, or something completely different?
I'm not sure, to be honest, yet. We're just starting to have the conversations with some different game developers. We're using kind of our networks where we have friends and coming from different video game companies as well. Like even some friends from high school that I know we're having conversations with who are now working kind of in the video game world, which is really fun. So that's quote unquote above my pay grade, but I'm excited to see what we build. It's going to be kind of a 90s style game. And since it's going to essentially be
Nice.
quote unquote on
Nice.
rails, it's just going to run automated. It's not a huge AAA title or anything like that, but
Yeah.
we're excited to build something that we think we can achieve. You know, we're kind of setting targets that yeah, we're not promising a AAA game, but we're promising something that I think is needed for the space, and I think it's going to be quite fun. It's going to take kind of our favorite elements of other DeFi projects and different kind of games, like whether it be Zed Run or Avagachi, and then taking some of our favorite streams that we watch, something like Salty Bet, which is kind of like an automated fighting
Cool.
betting Twitch stream, and kind of bringing all those projects together, our favorite elements, to create something that's our own.
Yeah, I mean, it would be so cool to have like tournaments and like showcase that in the metaverses, like
Hey,
people can come do,
absolutely. Like we're
right?
thinking when the DJ's mixing during a metaverse party to have like live fights going on in the background.
Yeah,
This is like what I do normally when I go watch like boxing fights in UFC, but it's like completely virtual. I think it's brilliant. So,
right? Want to showcase? Let's go upstairs real quick to show the
oh yeah.
upper section of here. I think I came up here. Here's their Dream Loops logo, and like you have there's the lucky cat again,
Yeah.
and some more. Oh, look at all the cool. Yeah, I mean, like he's kudos to. Wait, tell me the name of the artist again. I'm so bad.
So,
Like
so
you
this
said,
was this was Keel Corcoran, yeah.
Keel. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I have it written down, but I'm like my pronunciation. I'm originally from Venezuela, so like I pronounce things great in Spanish, like when I write it down, but sometimes in English, my brain's kind of like I'm
I
gonna
feel the
say it
same. Yeah.
wrong.
I've been around, my family's from Italy and Latvia. So I feel like I've been around
Oh,
as a
you get
kid.
it.
I was listening to lots of Italian voices going through the phone. So I feel like sometimes I have, it's not like a lisp or something, but my tongue gets stuck in a weird place. And I don't even know how to speak Italian or anything like that. But just being around people mispronouncing things my whole life, I feel like that sometimes I'll do the same, you know?
So yeah, all of this is more Dream Loops, and I'll put a link to obviously their some OpenSea stuff, their Bitlectro site. And one thing I wanted to mention, I remember I was on your site that I thought was really cool that it says at the bottom of the Dreamers, it says, "Soon you will begin world building directly with the community and having them like part of the lore and the universe of Dreamlands." Are you
Yeah.
allowed to talk about that a little bit? That
Yeah, this
sounded
is
so cool.
exciting. Yeah, so since the project's randomized between the audio track that you're going to get and the actual art you're going to get of your PFP, we realized that, whether you get a character that looks very, scary and, you know, big and strong and, dangerous, quote unquote, and maybe if the track seems a little more happy, we want people to be able to edit the flavor text to maybe explain the reasoning for that, right? And we want people to really start to identify with the character, whether it's, let's say a perfect match and the track matches perfectly to the PFP, to the art. We want to even allow them to explore that lore even more and kind of create the character. For me, I would love to chase maybe someone with like a top hat, for instance, right? And then I can write the lore and make it, that person a magician, which I think would be really kind of cool. So we want to give people the opportunity to really identify with the person that they receive and unwrap
Nice.
in our environment. And it's just, again, growing that whole Dreamlands environment. We realize that community is the most important thing when it comes to this space. So we're really listening to our community and just trying to give them as much value as we can when it comes to this project, and as much customability. Is that the right word? Sure. And we want to give them the opportunity to kind of build this Dreamlands universe with us, right? And that's where their writing skills and everything like that can come into play as well. There's so many talented creators in our
Yeah.
community.
No, I love that. Like little things like that show me the personality of your project, which make me even more excited. Like I try to
Totally.
read between the lines of like, ooh. And I'm curious, like one thing that I've been Kevin on Earth actually turned me on to all of this, just like the VMR characters, so I could do VTubing. Are you going to be able to have .vrm files so I can like, have my character as my
That's cool. That's something that I'll bring to the table right now. We're chatting right now. We want to provide a voxelized version of every character to bring into the sandbox universe. So right now, one thing we're kind of earmarking is to have an airdrop within a couple months of everyone's characters in kind of voxelized forms. So when we shift the parties from crypto voxels right now into sandbox, everyone can be
Yeah.
there in their kind of dreamer state. So I'll bring what you're saying to the table as well. I'd love to kind of keep exploring that as well, you know.
Yeah, that's totally blowing up. There's one project that I just bought one. It's crypto avatars, it's called, and it's just really cool what you can do with it. I mean, people, in terms of you were talking about storyline, people are really they take ownership of it and create whole videos and worlds and music videos, and it's blowing up. So that's definitely something that would be really cool if we could do with that as well. But I think everything you guys are
Totally.
doing, the games, the multi metaverse, and eventually it would be cool to see a little portal here, just like, or like you're saying, like here are all our metaverses. You can just travel to all of them, and I'm really into playing in VR stuff too. So it'd be so cool to
Totally.
be in like a Somnian space or even a VR chat component of it.
That's what I
Like,
mean. Yeah, like imagine it'd feel like a virtual rave, I guess, during our parties, and I think that that's really kind of cool. But like, I identify a lot with these. It's strange. Like I've been buying so many different projects and collecting, and I
yeah.
start to really identify with certain NFTs. As why I purchased the one with that background because it has mountains in the background. I love living near the mountains or whatever it is
Hmm.
that even on my Telegram, it's the first photo is me, but then you swipe through and it's kind of my collection of NFTs, which I start to identify as. And even, the outfit I'm wearing right now in Decentraland before we got on this call, I was going through to pick something that I thought looked cool. Then I thought that looked nice. And it's the same thing with purchases of Decentraland wearables. People want to look cool and all that kind of thing. So to bring that character into a metaverse that they already have as a 2D NFT, we're really excited about.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And yeah, do you think it might be a good time to show the unwrapping, or what do you think? I mean, we
Oh,
could do
this
this
is
however you
exciting.
want. This is so
I would love
exciting for
that.
me too. Okay, let
Let's
me
do
see
it.
if this
Let's
will.
do it.
I want to make sure everything's gonna work. I mean, you're not gonna be able to see it, obviously, but you can see it afterwards. But
Yeah, and,
I'm
and
gonna.
even tell me the ID number and I'll bring it up on OpenSea.
Yes.
The met
Oh,
the
perfect.
metadata is going to take a little bit to refresh. And when we you're gonna have to run a little gas fee transaction just to
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
unlock it. So if
Totally.
that hangs for a minute, we can chat in Decentraland a little bit more kind of while we
Okay,
wait.
let me open
But
up.
oh, for the unwrapping, you can even just go directly to our website. That's where you would go.
Oh,
But if you
let's
want
do
to bring up
that. Let's
OpenSea,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah. So you
No,
go
no, no. Let's go.
bitlectrolabs.com.
Yep.
Perfect. That's where our environment
Okay,
is.
even better. So everyone
Yeah.
can see the website, and again here I already have like I'm going to showcase my dream loops right now. Woohoo!
Exactly,
So
exactly.
I'm going to go. So right here I've already connected my wallet, so everyone can see.
Perfect.
And those are right now we're on the home page, so everyone can see some of these cool dreamers. And here are my dream loops. I'm just going to play one real quick. I don't know if you can, maybe you'll be able to hear it. My
I don't know. Let's
favorite one,
find
I think.
out.
Let's see. Okay, this is the one I really like, and it's so funny when you said that people can use it for their Twitch. That's exactly what I want to do with this. Like I have Epidemic, what's the Epidemic Sound? I think it's called, or one of those that I use it for streaming. But this is the music I want to be like my music for my Twitch because I really like it. So I'm just gonna play it real quick.
Nice. Yeah,
Can you hear
absolutely.
it?
I can't, unfortunately.
Uh,
But tell me the token ID. I'll make a note and go take a
okay,
peek
it's
later.
3674. It's actually the
Three,
same
six,
music
seven.
that you guys use in your avatar one.
Oh, no way. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but it's like yours has more bass to it. This is like,
Sure.
yeah. So it's definitely cool, but it's cool to show like here, like in the, when we were in Decentraland, you could just see the unanimated version. So in here, you can see the animated version. I'm going to show a couple more real quick. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
uh, oh wait, hold on. Let me go to my gallery. Oh, it's actually having issues loading. Oh wait, hold on. My dream loops, that's what it was. I'm like, there it is.
There you
Okay, so I actually
go.
here's my the one. It tells you, look, it says redeemable. This is my cassette one that I got right
Beautiful.
here, so I'm showing
Nice.
off. I have like a purple ball and a floating cassette, which is really
Cool.
cool. And then it's so funny, I would have kept collecting them, but it was just like I've already have, for me, 5. I think that's the most of any project that I own. I was like, I want another one, let's see what I'm gonna get. So you guys
Exactly.
definitely. So
Exactly.
I
And you pulled,
have.
hey, good odds. 1 in 5 are redeemable. Like that's the odds for it. And if you have 5 and one is redeemable, you're right in line with it. So I think that's
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah, I was just stoked. I'm like, yeah, and but again, the one that I really liked, I chose. Like I went through, and it's fun to go through. The music is so different, the art is so different. There's such huge, how some projects are like there's a lot more similarity. I like this one because it's so different. Like there's
Thanks.
I feel like, Okay, so should I go to it? So this is the one you airdropped me, the 9467, correct?
I think so. Yeah, that came
Okay.
from one of our developers. I gave them your wallet address, and they airdropped you
Woo!
one of the last ones within the contract, which we saved for exactly what we're doing right now, just having nice conversations on recording, and it's kind of fun to do a live unwrapping, and I get excited about it all too. It makes it, like I said, pit in my
Yes.
stomach right now. I'm nervous for you, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna click on it. Thank you so much. This is so fun to show because it's like you can talk about things, but to actually see it. So okay, so basically, okay, you buy your dream loops, you click on, and is this you were saying this is going to be similar process to the avatar drop that we're going to talk about after this, right? So they're
Yeah,
going to be wrapped and
it's going
then
to be similar.
cool. Okay, so I'm going to click on it and I'm going to click on the unwrap. Here it is. So I'm here. I'm going
Exciting.
to click on unwrap. And so what if somebody doesn't want to unwrap? They can just keep it unwrapped forever, right?
Yeah, they can just leave it unwrapped forever, or I guess wrapped would be you always flip back and forth if it's unwrapped or if it's wrapped still. Yeah, you
I
can
mean,
keep
wrapped. That's what I
that
meant. Sorry.
question mark.
They can
Yeah, yeah,
keep it wrapped.
but it's weird because I
Sorry.
think sometimes some people say like you're wrapping the token, which is actually unwrapping. I don't know, but yeah, you can leave it as the question mark as the wrap
Yeah.
token forever essentially, and kind of live in the mystery of it. I have a couple of dream loops that I leave as a mystery, right? But
Ooh.
and that also does not affect the airdrop component, which we'll talk about later, because
Oh,
it's
nice.
still going to count as the same token. So the wrap tokens
Cool.
count for the airdrop as well.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to click on unwrap token. This is so exciting. Okay. Loading 3D unwrap environment. And
This is
I
my
was
favorite
telling
part.
you, yes, and this is the part that I actually recorded prior because it was so cool. And I was doing like little videos showcasing crew projects, and I actually did some, and I never got around to uploading it, but I think I did some stories about it. Oh, here it is. Okay, right now, so it's going to ask me to sign over. Here, hold on a second. Let me get my confirm. So it's about $22 fee.
Yeah,
That's
gas
fine
is
with
not
me.
super friendly right
I
now, but it's
know,
not too bad.
no, but it looks really cool. I'm in the load right now. There's this cool little retro environment, and I think once it loads, then you can like move the environment around, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can do it right now. If you click, you should be able to kind of scroll through it and kind
Oh
of
yeah, there it
get it from
is.
different
Yes,
angles. Yeah, yeah.
yes. Look at that. So this is really cool. It's this nice little 3D environment, and it's so funny that you have a little Game Boy there. I was playing with Magical Voxels, and I did my one of my apps I did for one of this competition thing I did was a little Game Boy.
Sick. That's
I
awesome.
love this is cool. So look at this little environment, and it's loading on this old school. Look at that little computer.
What
So
was the token
what was?
ID again for this one? Sorry, I just want to
Oh,
watch it as well.
let me see.
Do you
It's
remember? Was it
I
seven zero
don't.
six nine? I don't
Oh, I
remember. It's
don't.
all good. Just leave it. Don't worry about it. We'll
Okay,
find out
okay,
together then.
okay. So what
Let's
was
see.
this developed in, this little 3D environment?
You know what? I actually don't know, to be honest. This is Brett and Josh working together, our two developers, to create
Cool.
something that is just super unique. And I think that there's Keel's design work with it as well. And I think it just, again, all three of those guys coming together to create something
Ooh,
that takes their
I
best
got
skill sets together. Oh, what'd you get? Okay.
a heart, a pyramid, and a statue.
Super cool. The heart, I think, is one of my favorite traits, to be honest, because I use that in the Discord all the time when people post nice messages. I throw the pixelated heart of that style up. That's super cool.
Cool.
So
Woohoo.
what's neat too is now once the metadata refreshes, you can check it on rarity tools. You can see kind of where it scores. You can also check just within OpenSea to see what the properties are and the different percentages of how rare some of the traits are. But the hearts, that's awesome. That's one of my favorite
Yeah.
traits.
So now I can go beyond OpenSea. I'm heading over there right now. The metadata might take a little bit, but
Yeah.
let's go over to just to show everybody what you're saying. It's kind of cool. Let's see if you guys can see some of my collection. I have such random things. It's like basically your wallet is like the rabbit hole. I interviewed, I don't know if you've ever heard of Metageist. He's a VR master dude and amazing. And he was talking about one of the projects he wants to work on is like a rabbit hole where it just goes down your collection of NFTs. And basically it showcases
Fun.
like your life into the space, Like,
Right. Exactly. Exactly. People sometimes, I don't like to share my public wallet just because I like to keep some of the collections private to me. But sometimes when people find, a certain NFT that I have, whether it be on my Discord or my Telegram or my Instagram or something like that, and they text me like, oh, that's super cool. And whether they know what an NFT is or not, it starts that conversation, and people get excited to see what I'm quote unquote identifying with in that time.
Yeah, and like one of the how I met actually Metageist was through an NFT show and tell event in CryptoVoxels. And it was really
Sick.
cool because we all shared our favorite, we all shared two or three of our favorite NFTs that we've collected and we just shared the story behind it. And that alone would be a really cool event. So people like that's why doing this kind of thing, like the other day, the interview I did, she was talking to me about certain NFTs and just sometimes you run through things, you don't get to hear the story as much as like somebody telling you like this is because of this. It adds that other dimension that you have like that connection with that piece. I think it's awesome.
Awesome. I like that.
So right now I'm in the looking at my dream loop that has a cassette and I'm looking at showing everybody the here are the cool rarities and it shows the redeemable part and yeah on OpenSea you can see all that good stuff.
Exactly. And it's really cool to also partner with some of the tool sites, quote unquote, to see. I keep saying quote unquote. That's a word I will try to eliminate. All the tool sites within the space, things like Rarity Tools and NFT Explorer and things like that, to get even more of a deep dive and assign a number essentially to if it's the rarest one, number one, or if it's somewhere around 1,000 or something like that. It's cool to see where yours lines up as well, right?
Yeah. And wanting to hear, I'm on your Bitlectro website again, and I'm looking at the Dreamers. Do you want to tell us about this a little bit? Because
So
this is
this is
isn't this about to
exciting.
launch,
This is
right?
about
Like
to
this
launch,
is
yeah. So there's a lot going on with this. The Dreamers is the 15,000 PFP project that we're creating right now, which is set to public sale release on the 16th of October. We're going to have a airdrop, which the airdrop window is going to happen between the 8th of October and the 14th of October. So for every 2 Dream Loops that people own within the same wallet, they're going to receive 1 Dreamer. So if you own 4 Dream Loops, you're going to receive 2 Dreamers, 6 Dream Loops, 3 Dreamers, so on and so on, right? So we're going to have an airdrop window where you hold all of your Dream Loops in your wallet between the 8th and the 14th. Following that, we're going to have a whitelist kind of pre-sale sale as well, which if you want to take part in, you can go into our Discord, fill out the form of why you should be whitelisted, and kind of go from there. And then following that, we're going to do the remaining sale on a public sale happening on the 16th right now at 4 p.m. PST. So this is 16-bit art, different kind of audio sounding a little bit because instead of running the music through a NES cartridge, it's actually going to be run through a MIDI that is plugged into a Sega Genesis. So it's going to have a different tone of
ooh,
chip tunes, which is really
nice.
exciting. All the art also done by Keel Corcoran, which we're really excited about. It's kind of, like I say, the next step for us. It's a more mature project. It takes kind of our favorite elements of the Dream Loops and some of the more elements that we've kind of dreamed of and created over the past months that we weren't able to put into the Dream Loops and putting it into the Dreamers. So there's hundreds and hundreds of traits. We're going to have a very cool 2D unwrapping environment with that. And all that's going to
Nice.
come together over the next months as well, where you get the voxelized version airdrop to you for Sandbox. And then going into next year, we're going to be able to use your character in the battle arena, the Dreamlands is what we're calling that.
Oh
So
yeah, I'm down here. I'll scroll down. Here is a little. So is this kind of like what the UI will look like, or this is like a
exactly, yeah.
sketch
So
of
it's
it?
good.
Okay.
No, that's exactly similar to what it's going to look like. It's kind of taking inspiration for some of our favorite 90s games. There's one called, man, I haven't played it, but it's called Shadow Knight, maybe Shadow Knight.
Yeah, because this looks really
I'm gonna
familiar.
check.
Like I've seen
I
stuff
know.
like this, and it's like reminds me of all those cool, late '80s and early '90s games.
Totally. And Keel and Gabe, both of them, I mean, the whole team is big video game heads, but Keel especially is into very obscure retro like Japanese
Nice.
video games. And he's just like
Ooh,
he's got a strange, cool taste for this kind of stuff. And through all that, it's taking some of his favorite kind of looks from different games that, most of us have never heard of, and then bringing it into something that we think is really cool. So yeah, through all that, we're also going to be doing more metaverse parties in the meanwhile and kind of bringing the whole Dreamlands lore into existence and kind of creating this world together with our community. So there's
yeah.
a lot in the works right now, but we're excited to kind of bring it all together right now.
Yeah, and to me, it's just, I mean, again, I know it's going to be awesome because just you telling me about the team and there's passion there. Where there's passion, it's going to be awesome.
I think so. And that's why I think there's so much going on. And like, that's why we all get caught up when we're speaking sometimes, because it's just, there's so much we want to say. And there's so many things that we're working on that we speak so fast, and that's where we jumble our words sometimes as team members, where we just get so excited about what we're creating. And I think right now being in that kind of final push for the Dreamers, dreamers. The Discord community is vibrant as ever. The chat on Twitter, our kind of engagement with our community is as high as it's ever been, and it's bringing the whole community together again for another collection, which we're just really excited for. There's lots of people who picked up a Dream Loop back in June, haven't really hung out in our community, and are coming back to go, wow, there are so many people in here that are still excited, not only about the Dream Loops, but also about the upcoming collection, the Dreamers. And I think that it's just really exciting to see, like, lots of people come in. It's the first place they say good morning. It's the place that they say good night on our Discord. And it's just really nice to see friends and relationships start kind of within this space. And I think that if we can keep providing value and exciting things for the community to do and kind of do with us as well, it's a match made in heaven. And the whole rule that we have as a team is that if we're not having fun, why are we doing it? And the best part is we're having a blast doing this. We are.
That is like exactly my motto. If I'm not having fun and I'm not playing, why the hell am I there? And
Exactly.
it's like, it's really the place that, why we should, and that energy transfers through. If you don't like something, you're going to create stuff that shows it. You can kind of like, for years when I taught, like when you're around, I taught a lot of teens, and they know right away if you're full of it. So
I think so.
it's, even in the space, you can tell when it's just like, especially around, a project when a team seems like it's just like a passion, and you guys are friends. The fact that you're a collection of friends come together for this, it just makes it extra special, I think. And then here's where, like, here I'm scrolling to the bottom where it says, that quote that I thought was really cool. You guys talking about how the world building will be in conjunction with the community. So I think that's what keeps it going, like taking that feedback loop and like the community, you guys, and then so you're building for the community, right?
Absolutely. And I think that that's where we want some of our community members really to shine. Like, I know myself, I'm not a great writer at all, right? So if you tasked me with writing lore for characters, I would struggle with it for sure. But we see already community members coming in, creating these amazing stories for a world that, as of right now, is just a couple of previews, right? So once we start building it more and more previews come out and more, different looks of the Dreamers are released and people start discovering some of the really rare ones and chasing after certain ones, I think that the world building is going to be really, really exciting. Who knows? Maybe we'll create a comic book or, some kind of, who knows, movie,
you have
album.
To look.
Who knows? There's more to this,
Yeah, you have to check out the first people that I interviewed have you checked out One Blue Land?
Yeah, I did actually. It's super cool, hey?
Yeah, and that comic, I could see, like, I think like the future is in collaborations. Imagine like Dreamers and that world, like how all the worlds and all the projects could come together in like different weird sub little things. But yeah, I think I've actually gotten already one of their physical comics, and I got the second one that's on its way right now, and I just love that part of it. I think that whole idea of a comic would be so cool for this as well.
Yeah, even like some of these animated shorts that I'm seeing coming out, like the Yawn of the Apes. We premiered one of their episodes at one of our CryptoVoxels parties. Those are so fun as well to watch.
Yeah, they actually did. The One Blue Land also has. They did a screening. They have actually done an animated version of their comics.
Oh, really? That's really cool too.
With voiceover and everything. Like, it's really cool, and that's what they showcase at I think one of the launches I recently went to. But yeah, I'm down here over in. I was thinking it would be cool to check out your CryptoVoxels now. Do you want to come join me there?
Let's do it. Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
So
and there's where I'm a total dork, and I'm basically just like a bare bones avatar. So I don't even know how to put myself in the other perspective mode. So
I'll walk you through it as best as I can. I'm actually using a new machine, so I'm going to be a guest as well with you right now. But so you go to Bitlectro lads ladz.party. And that'll drop you right into our CryptoVoxel space. That's BITLECTRO LADZ. That's our co-sponsor .party. It'll drop you right into the space.
Okay. Well, what I did is I just clicked on the link in your website. Is that the right one?
Yep, that'll also bring you.
Okay, cool.
So maybe, yeah, I see you there. There you are.
Oh, where are you?
I should see you if you spin
around.
You
are. Okay, so we're both bare bones.
That's fine. I like it. So if you hit C, you can go into third-party mode, essentially.
Oh, that's what I wanted. See, it's so funny. I started clicking a bunch of buttons, and I'm like, and I've been to. I think I have the videos of a couple of your parties here. I'll showcase that too for include that in the video here when I actually stream this live, because it's crazy. I've filmed some really one of my favorite things of any events is seeing the wearables people have.
Totally. Yeah, some of these are crazy. We do costume contests every time we do parties as well. People come through and
Yeah.
have some pretty crazy parties. We actually just had a party a couple days ago on the 30th, and that was our kind of sponsors for that event were two other collections. We have the Pixels on our right as well, which is Cookie's project, which I'm a big fan of, and he's going to be doing an airdrop of those pixelated cards, which is really cool. And we also did a Strawberry, his WTF collection, which is really fun. So we had a very pixel heavy night with all the dreamers on the left as well. So it was kind of our pixel party night. So this is our brand new CryptoVoxel space. We're really excited about it. It's massive. It's 2 floors. There's a lot going on here. So it's in conjunction with Lad City. I can hear music coming through as well. I'll come back over
cool.
here.
Yeah, I don't hear music yet on mine. But
no,
if
you walk to the back, you should be able to hear some.
Oh, okay. Like over here?
I'm watching over here. I don't see you. I got you standing still, but that's okay. Do you see
I'm
me
moving
still?
around.
Oh, okay, I'll trust you on it. Too. Okay, well, CryptoVoxels is sometimes a little funny, but we'll kind of work with it.
That's how Decentraland is too. Like,
yeah,
the audio in there, is always an interesting adventure.
Totally. It's actually running a lot better on this machine. So yeah, at the front, we're on the second floor where the DJ booth is where we have DJs kind of come through and plug into our Twitch stream. And we have 5 DJs every time so far. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to showcase because, this is so different. I know. It's like, it's really cool though. I think it's weird because CryptoVoxels now is becoming, I've seen so many cool things. Oh,
Natalie, I think you're in our old space maybe.
Oh, really?
Interesting. Yeah. So here, this is exciting. You might be from the website. I wonder if it's just our old link. Since we just did our first party at the new project, would you mind opening up a new tab and trying that URL?
Yeah, can you send me the link? Will you send me the link on Discord?
Yep. Give me 2 secs here. This is cool. Yeah, because that's what I was saying when I couldn't see you there, and I was talking about Cookie and Strawberry.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, no.
So the link on your website's old. You got to update it.
Yeah, we do apparently. Here, that's okay though.
I thought it was just like sometimes it's so slow, so I was like, well, maybe it's just me. Okay, cool. Yeah, because when you were spelling it out, I was like, oh, this isn't what I'm seeing. Okay, so I just copy and paste that, the whole URL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, here's probably the full one here. I'm just typing it in on my phone, but that one should work there. So yeah, that's funny because we just had the gallery set up for the party that happened 2 days ago. So I guess we didn't update the website in time, but now you might see me moving around as well because I was confused. I was like, why can't I see you walking around? And I started upstairs as well. So hit that see where it takes you.
Oh, there you go. Look at the wall. That's what you're talking about right now.
There we are. So here's me moving. I'm right in front of the DJ booth. Now you should see me.
Yeah. Now you're totally moving.
So yeah, on the right at the front, that's Pixels. So that's done by Cookie. And then we have strawberry.wtf. And this is our new space. As you can see from the old space that you were just in, this is much bigger as well.
Yeah, this is nice because a lot of times it was really crowded in the other one.
Totally. This one was still crowded. We had about 1,100 visitors just this last party, which was really exciting.
Yeah, and it's funny because I announced it. I told at my first stream at the end, I told people about your event. So sweet. I didn't get a chance to go to it. I've been to like a couple other ones, but like sometimes I have I have a regular job too. Sometimes that sucks me in, and it's like, but these are so cool. Look at that. They remind me. Have you ever seen a Magic-a-Voxel?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. They do remind me of that too. Yeah.
Or like the CryptoVoxels tool. Oh, what are you guys for here?
Oh. Well, I was just going to say, right behind you on the left, this is the Wall of the Dreamers that I was talking about. So these are some of the animated, both foreground and background elements on the Dreamers. If you look closely, you can see some of the eyes moving and the eyes blinking, which is really fun. Like on that Doge right there as well, and the ape up top.
Yeah, I like his jacket. I like the Doge. He looks like a nice little thug that you don't want to mess with necessarily.
A little gangster Doge or something. Yeah, so we even go downstairs. Let's see what the downstairs looks like too.
Yeah. Definitely. This is so cool.
Thanks. There's our lucky cat, which is really exciting. Some bigger pixels as well. It's just really fun that every month when we get to do a CryptoVoxels party, we get to kind of collab with some of our favorite projects in the space as well. So it's been really fun.
He's awesome.
Very cool, eh?
This is a lot bigger. Yeah, that's when you were saying it was bigger. I'm like, I remember it being big, but I'm like,
yeah, no, fair. Well, hey, I'm glad that the audience could see kind of both galleries. So I'll just see the the kind of
Yeah.
growth of it, which is really fun. So yeah, we have some really good friends who we get to kind of collab with in this space, and Keel did a great job at building it out as well. So it's both Keel and Gabe kind of worked on it, and Keel learned kind of crypto voxels from the ground up, and we tasked him with building the first gallery. So to kind of now be here, which with one of the larger galleries that I've seen, and something where we host parties that are, some of the bigger parties that I've seen in this space. I think it's pretty cool.
Okay, so I see this an NFT arcade. What is that about? Is that just
Let's
something
see.
upcoming?
I don't know.
That
Where are you
logo.
seeing that?
It says, am
Let's
I in the
see
wrong
here.
place again?
Oh, yeah. So that's actually one of the Lad Cities projects. No, I'm right here with you. So that we have a
Oh, okay.
co-host, which is Lad City and NFT Live. They're a YouTube show and kind of a media
Oh,
platform as well.
cool.
So we collab with them just on kind of the promotional side of all of our parties. And like Crypto
Nice.
Buffalo, who's one of the members of it, also DJs, which is really fun. And I guess that's something that they're working on as well with the NFT arcade. So like their logo is up in the upstairs as well, and kind of the back wall has some of the Nifty Q show and Lad C logo, NFT Live, they're all up top here. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, there's so much here. So when so you mentioned this earlier, but just to give everybody a little, oh, there's the Twitch live stream over there. I'm like now seeing it over there. It's a little laggy, but then it goes really fast. So
Exactly.
could you go over the dates one more time for everybody, just so they have it in their head? Okay, the
Yes.
drops and the parties that are happening in here as well.
Yes. So this is exciting. So we're about to announce another kind of run of party. So it's going to happen really, really close, either right before or right after, or both of the longer that needs to be in your wallet from the 8th of October to the 14th. The snapshot's going to happen within that window. We're not going to say when. And then after that, we're going to have our pre-sale kind of whitelisting sale, which is going to happen, right after that. So if you want to participate in that, you can go request to be whitelisted on our Discord. There's just a little form that you fill in and kind of say why you want to be whitelisted. Following that, on the 16th at 4 o'clock Pacific time, we're going to have the public sale of the remaining Dreamers. So it's a 15K collection. There's lots of people requesting to be on the whitelist right now. So
Nice.
we're
Awesome.
expecting a nice audience for this. So that's all going to come together, and we'll all celebrate in Crypto Voxels as well. So there's going to be a lot happening.
I'm stoked. I'll definitely mention it, and in between the actual live shows, I'll put stuff on my feed and just share it, because it's just fun. Like, I think the more people get to experience in communities, the more they get, hopefully ideas for what they want to help out in or want to participate in. For me, I love collecting to be part of this, like to be part of these communities, and yeah. And I think at one point you were saying maybe there's going to be a possible giveaway for the community. Is that right? Or was I
for the
wrong?
Community right now? Let's do it. No, absolutely. Let's do it. So let's give away a Dreamer right now to someone in the community. However, I'm going to throw that rock to you. However you think should join or should enter this contest that we're running right now live on stream. Pick a winner and feel free to get them to DM us, and maybe you DM us who won as well, and we can kind of cross-reference there, and we'll make sure that they get a Dreamer when we launch the contract as well.
Awesome. Wicked. Okay, so I mean, maybe right now, I can always edit this part. Maybe we can just brainstorm what we want to do. What do you think would be cool? Like, whatever you think would be, like, I would love them to, like, maybe we can have them, like, I don't know, screenshot themselves in your Decentraland and Crypto Voxels gallery.
That's a great idea. Yeah. And how about if they share that within the stream or something like that? And then you feel free to pick a winner, and then we'll kind of go from there and make sure that they get a Dreamer when we launch as well.
Yeah, let's do that. I think that would be a fun one, because that way it gets them to go to the space, and like
there'll be one very special winner, and they'll get one wrapped Dreamer, which is really exciting.
Woo! Well, thank you. That's so awesome and generous of you, and thank you for my awesome dream loop as well. I think everyone's going to be super stoked. So yeah, community, your challenge is like what we were just rambling on about. So the first person, and I think. Hello. Okay, so I'll end that one, but I've decided to make the challenge. I'm going to put the links right now. So this is the challenge for everybody. So you're going to be using the Expand. So I put the link up above. So everybody, I'll give you guys all a chance to open that up. Wait, did it? No, wrong one. Hold on. I posted the wrong thing. Hold on. Let me, I have two computers open. Okay. So everybody, we're going to be using Expand for the Dreamers giveaway. And the challenge is going to be here. Hold on, let me grab. Okay, so I'm going to post. I want you guys to head over and in Expand post. First, go to the Decentraland Dream Loops headquarters and post a picture of you there and post on an Expand. Second, I want you guys to go to their Dream Loops and CryptoVoxels and post 2 pictures. One of you in front of the Lucky Kitty that you guys saw, the sculpture one, and then another one in front of the Doge Thug. So whoever posts that first on Expand is the winner of the airdrop Dreamers. So hopefully everybody heard that. And so here, I'm going to paste the links for you guys. Here's the link to the Decentraland, and here is the link to the CryptoVoxels. So I'm going to, good luck everybody, and we'll see. I'm going to open up Expand and see if how that is looking. Nobody yet. Let me, so yeah, those are the 2. Oh, you're on mobile. I'm sorry, KMJ. Well, somebody's going to be lucky, so whoever is the first to post themselves in front of the Bitlectro, the Decentraland build, and the link is there in the chat. And also, oh no, another mobile. Everyone's on mobile cooking tea. Oh no. I wonder who's going to be the lucky one. So the second one is in front of the Voxel Kitty and in front of the Doge Thug on their CryptoVoxels. So head over to both of those places and post it in the Decentraland Report expand.gg. Oh, how's life, Austin? Everybody's on mobile. Oh no. Well, maybe let's see who else is watching. Hopefully somebody else is watching as well. And for those of you who just joined us now, our Dreamers Avatar Airdrop whitelist is going to be given to one person in the stream today. So hopefully there's some people on their desktop. So post it on Expand. Here, I'll post here. So head over to our Expand. And it's just like you can just post it if you're in there. And yeah, hold on. Post your pics for Dreamer giveaway. This is the first time I've used Expand. I mean, I've posted one thing. So add to the comment and in the comment section of this that I just added to there. Here, let me bring that up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to do, hold on. Let me edit this and see if it'll let me add a screen share. And I can add the Expand so you guys can see that. And see if it shows up. There it is. Okay. So let me move this down. So yeah, whoever's first to comment on here, so you go to Expand and the link, I added that in the chat. And when you're in here, you can leave post your picture that you screenshotted of yourself in the Decentraland Bitlectro build and in the CryptoVoxels in front of the kitty, the sculpture voxel kitty, in front of the Doge one. Cool. So remember, you got to get the kitty in the voxels, and okay, then post them on here. Hopefully, KMJ got the pictures of the voxels. Hopefully, you can post it up on here in Expand. You can see the link up there. It should work. Maybe if anybody else knows, I think this is a mobile. You can access this on mobile as well. But so far, the Dreamer is still up for grabs. So we'll see how long it takes for the first person to post that. Maybe it's too complicated what I'm asking for. Hopefully not. Let me. Okay, so again, head over to the Expand and post it as a response to this post right here. And you can click on there and leave your, just like any chat, add your 2 images on there. And this is what usually Kevin on Earth has. And I'm going to do a POAP giveaway as well for everybody, so that should be pretty simple. Hopefully, I can just send everybody the QR links for that, or the actual POAP links for that as well. Let me reload this, make sure. So again, First Brain 88, just go to the links up here at the top of the chat. If you see playdecentraland.org, I put there, that's their Decentraland build. Take a screenshot of you there, and also do the, go to their CryptoVoxels link, which I posted right there as well. So if anybody needs any help, or if this is too complicated, then I can use another method. I'll give you guys another 5 minutes or so for this. And again, all you have to do is you would click on here, and oh, wait a minute. We have a winner. Woohoo! Okay, so our winner, let's see, let's check them out. Actually, you need one more pick, actually, still. Okay, let's go back. So, whoops. Let me go back in here. Go back to the Decentraland Report right here. I think you need one more pick and to become the winner. Let me look in there. Where'd it go? Uh-oh. Did it disappear? Oh, there it is. Okay, let me click on there. Okay. So it looks like you have the 2 from CryptoVoxels, and you just need to post the 1 picture of you in Decentraland. And again, the link is up above. And KMJ217, you will be the winner of that. Let's see, let me see the picture. Woohoo! There you are! So, and the second one in front of the, yep, you have both of those. Now all you need to do is the Decentraland one, and you will be the winner. Maybe it is too complicated. This is my first time doing this kind of giveaway. But, yeah, KMJ, hopefully you will head over into the Decentraland. Let me, and in the chat you can see it up above. I have put the link right up there, and you can see the last picture that you should post. I'm gonna save this, and yeah, I'm still waiting for the final picture. Let's see if we're gonna, hopefully, sometimes Decentraland is a little bit slow, at least for me it's been. So let me close this up. And once we get the picture, I'll put it back up. Oh, that's you, KMJ. Okay, you just need that one more picture. Cool. So hopefully get that final pick. I know Decentraland, I've never actually run Decentraland on mobile. I bet you guys have more experience with that. Yeah, Kevin on Earth, not possible on mobile. So let's give everybody one more minute, and if nobody else has the post in the next, let's say, I'll do a little timer right now. I'll give everybody 2 minutes. If not, I'll just gonna give it to you, KMJ. You'll be the default winner. I think I made it a little complicated for everybody. Okay, I'm gonna set the timer. You have 2 minutes. And if nobody else does it in the time, I'll put 2 minute little thing right here. then it'll be yours. Okay, it's 2-minute countdown happening right now. But yeah, I got inspired from Kevin on Earth. Did really cool. He does such cool things. Like he had the other day on his feed, everyone got mohawks in Decentraland and posted pictures and that kind of stuff. But I didn't realize how many people would be on mobile, so that's always challenging. That's always something to take into consideration. But yeah, and I'm also going to see. I have the POAP stuff for you guys. So let me get some of the POAP links here. It looks like still our only submission is from our friend KMJ. Too many mobile peeps. Next time I'll do something that like it might be easier for everybody to enter. But if not, here, let me get the little POAP links. I'm gonna have to check. You have 50 seconds, and if no one else submits, it's yours. Okay, let me look for my. I'm gonna open up my POAP stuff, and so yeah, let me get that. It's in my email. So again, the POAP is, as you see in the left corner, that's my POAP for part 2. And let me get my POAP links here. I have a bunch. So if you guys want to, I think, again, in Twitch, I don't really know Twitch that well, but here are, I'm just going to start posting some links. And I think the first one I used. So don't use that one. Use this next one here. And you can click on them and start claiming them, and obviously you can only claim one. So, yeah, here, let me get the next one for you guys. I'll just keep posting them, and then hopefully everybody here can claim one. And yeah, officially, let me go to, I did the third one, I'm going to go back to expand. Yep, you're our only entry here, so you won, KMJ. If you, you can, are you on Twitter, you can DM me your, here. This is my Twitter. Well, default is great. You know, I didn't really consider, I think there's a bunch of people would enter, but the mobile thing kind of threw them off. But yeah, woo, congratulations. Thank you, though. It was my first time doing that. The next time, maybe I'll do like just something different that they can do so they can enter. But I'm super stoked for you. And yeah, on my Twitter that I just gave you the link, just DM me your wallet address and I will send that over to Jason. And so you will be part of, you'll probably, I don't know how many dreamers you have, but you're going to get an extra one. Because, I mean, not dream, but you know what I mean. Like during the dream loops, however many dream loops you have, you get a free avatar drop. So now you're going to get a free extra avatar drop, which is awesome. So I'm going to keep posting some more, here, a couple more QR codes for you guys. Let me know if you guys are able to get those in the comment. I'm going to keep posting these, and hopefully all of you guys here can claim them. I just think it's cool if I give them out to people who actually come here, and just click on one of them, and if you didn't get one, you please DM me directly, because I don't want to just put it out to just Twitter in general, because then it's... Okay, so there's some of those. Maybe somebody else already claimed it. I think the easiest thing, everyone just DM me on Twitter, and here is my Twitter, and I will send you guys the link, okay? If that's cool. I know, I think POAPs have been kind of funky lately. I created the POAP website to get the QR code to make it easier, but it's been like buggy. But yeah, so everybody here in the feed, please DM me, and that way I can get you guys the, oh yeah, and you who wanted the POAP number 1, if anybody else didn't get POAP number 1, tell me in the Twitter DM, and I will send that to you as well. So yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining me on my second venture in Decentraland, Decentraland Reporter, DCL Reporter. I always learn something new, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with you guys. I'm stoked you guys stuck it through to the end. It's been a long stream, but it's been a lot of fun. I want to thank our Redikey, for sponsoring this, and Kevin on Earth Peanut Butter for giving me this opportunity. And remember all the other amazing reporters. Each day there's a different reporter, and you can. Oh, cool. Oh, thank you for enjoying it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. It's usually me just being a fangirl and having fun with everybody. Woohoo, you got number 2. Thank you, Austin, for joining me again. It's so great to have you. And everybody, check out Wonderland. I love their stuff, and their build in Decentraland is really cool, and that's still in the stream. And again, everyone DM me on my Twitter. I will send you guys the POAP links here shortly. I'm about to, yeah. But so my next stream, I have a couple cool streams lined up already. One with an amazing, like, savant builder of multiple metaverse stuff. He's really amazing. I can't wait. Not sure when that interview will happen, but hopefully soon in the next couple of weeks. And next week I'm featuring Decentraland, which is a community build, and actually I help them and I curate in that a floor in that build as well, which should be really fun. But yay, thank you, and congratulations, KMJ, again, for winning the, I will let Jason know, DM me, and yeah. So I hope you guys tune in next week for my next show, and if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Oh, it says I'm new, oh, how do you DM? On Twitter. So, you, when you go to my profile, there's like a little, it looks like a little, like a letter almost. Like, and actually on the left-hand side, messages, you can check your messages that way. But if you go under your profile, it should have like a little mail icon on there. And you should be able to click on that and it'll send a message to me directly. I believe I'm leading him not astray. Oh, cool. So OG, thank you again for coming out and joining me. OG Worlds, he's an amazing VR NFT master. Yeah, I will have to bring him on the show sometime to showcase some of his stuff if you want. That'd be really cool. But thank you guys, everybody. Have a lovely rest of your day. And yeah, DM me, please. And I will get you guys your POAPs. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody.